Hey guys, Genty here on another adventure. And this isn't really a let's play. I am animating. Some people wondered, how do I do this? So I might as well just film this. What I've got here is I'm working on this animation. I've made these frames a bit just by basically just recording or run and then drawing a stick figure over it so I can continue from there. Right now, if I animate it, it looks... yeah, hold up. Let's turn these all off here. The stick figure kind of looks like this. Gotta do it right. Layer 1 and 2. I know I'm doing very inefficient ways of doing this, but I don't give a crap. What layer's open? You could also go out everywhere. Why do I animate in Photoshop? Because I like the program. This is what it currently looks like. The base that I've made. Now I'm gonna stop this. Okay, well, layer 1. Can I have this one open again? And these guys closed. The rest of you does not need this one. Layer 2 can have this one open. I don't know if the better version of the animation works yet. That's still in practice run. Right now it would look like this. I think that kind of looks okay. By the way, here I have the character that I'm currently animating. I've got a drawing of her next to me, so I can keep her as a reference. The character I made myself, so no copyrights there. Yeah, let's keep going. I don't know if my commentary is gonna be anyway good or even halfway decent, but this is me animating. Might as well stream. I don't know how to stream on YouTube. I gotta figure that out at some point, because next time I'll do this, I'll just make it a stream. Yeah, sometimes my pen has issues like this. Right now I'm kinda like the previous animation I put as a lower layer. So... and slightly transparent, so I can, for the parts that have to stay the same, copy it, and for the parts that have to stay closely the same, I can use it as a reference. Like, I can also just copy paste the previous layer, but having it a bit different makes it better. This isn't like what it's gonna end up like. This is just a rough sketch of how I want her to be. The music I'm playing, by the way, is royalty-free stuff, so I don't get any problems with that. Almost forgot her glove. Fingerless glove there, and the backpack. Well, what's happening? Stop! Stop! Okay. So, this is a very rough sketch of what she looks like. Wait, which one of those? I don't need 3. There we go. This is how this goes. Yeah, first tip that I can always give is go online. Look up what a run cycle is, record your own run cycle, but do some research before you even start. Wow, this head is way off compared to her head. I feel like this should kind of align, and it absolutely doesn't at the moment. Also, I forgot the little thingy above there. Okay, next layer. This is 5, so we put on 4 on no transparency. Do the same with the previous image. Line 5, then we go to 1, take it down, because then it doesn't say it has to be on every layer, which makes my life a lot easier. We pick a different color again, because otherwise I get confused which line is which. And here we go. Wow, this is a really dark color. I usually go with a completely random color, but I do try to get one that kind of stands out, like not one of the really white ones or yellowish, because I have a white background. If I work with a blue background, for instance, because I know my character's gonna have a lot of white in it, then I can use a yellow or white line for this, but for now we'll go with this. Yeah, gotta have her stitches over there. I have no idea how long this episode's gonna be, by the way. That's just me doing random stuff. Yeah, if any of you guys can figure out how this streaming on YouTube works, then next time I'll be animating, I'll be streaming it. Because this is gonna be slow and I'm not good enough with editing programs to... Well, I know how to cut it shorter, but it takes so much time. The backpack... The hardest part about this is gonna be making that backpack move naturally. So right now I haven't checked that for that yet. I'm just randomly drawing the backpack, hoping it's kind of alright. If it isn't, I'll change it later. The reason I have music on is just because creativity works better when you have something on. Usually I try to go with like the music that kind of fits the character. Like if I draw a really dark character, I'll go with more dark music, and if I draw like that's the most jolly person ever, it has to be really jolly music. But right now, because I'm streaming it, I just went with royalty-free music, so I want to be safe. Because YouTube isn't kind to those who don't use royalty-free music in their videos. Oh, her head is higher now. Okay, that's also something that's like really important. You can look that up online. When you walk, you don't keep the same height. There's like a bounce and a raise and stuff like that. So there are pictures online that will just instantly tell you, like, just Google run cycle animation or just run cycle, and you'll find your basic steps on how that works, because if it doesn't have that bounce, it just feels so robotic. Like, and this feels a lot more like there's some life behind it. The downside of this is, well, you have to redraw it on different heights and then be like, is this right? Like, it's harder, but good things are never easy. By the way, I'm using a Wacom tablet. I like Wacom. No, not because it's better than anything else. It's just I'm used to, and I'm scared of change. That ribbon is gonna be annoying, especially because the ribbon is gonna get more like right now it's just all rough sketch, so if the details aren't right, if something's not right, then it doesn't really matter. This is just to see if get kind of the guiding lines. Like first I did the skeleton, to call it that. Did the red, just the lines and the circles for the hands, and nothing beyond that. And now I'm doing like the rough sketch, so I can feel like, yes, this has to be here, this has to be here. Nothing that I'm doing right now is permanent. The reason I keep itching my nose is because I got hay fever and it's really annoying. The worst part about this character is gonna be that even if I'm done with all this, she's gonna get a cape, and a cape doesn't like hang stiffly. A cape flows around, and that's a whole new problem for about later. I've got the same problem with her hair probably, because I don't want her hair to just stay in place. Like I did with the intro of my YouTube video. That was kind of like I had a really close deadline for myself, because if I don't give myself a deadline, if I didn't give myself a deadline to start recording, I would never start recording videos. So this head is way too big. Let's fix that a little bit. And it's curious what it looks like now. Well, this looks about right. That seems about right. We save it frequently. Right now it's called animation anim2, and once I've done with all of this, I'm gonna call it anim3 just to have separate save. So if something goes wrong, or I'm like, well, I've like, for instance, the last save was anim1 was just the red. So if I screw up this new thing over it, I can just go back to just the red and continue from there. And that sounds really annoying that I have to start over again, and guess what? Yes, it is. But that's the life of an animator. I'm in no way an expert animation. I've done one school year of it, and I feel like wait. No, never mind. I got myself confused. Okay, you I want on, you I want on low opacity. You I want on low opacity. Close 6, open 6. Like eventually I'm going to open a better... What happened there? A better animation program for this, to like do the final touches and actually animate it and add sounds, because that's also possible in Photoshop, but that's atrocious, and you're gonna need like the beefiest PC ever if you want to get that ready. But for now, this will do, just because I like drawing in Photoshop. I have another animation program, and I'll probably be working that soon, but I don't fully understand that yet. So we'll get to that when we get to that. I personally recommend when you start to just derp around in Photoshop, simply put, because Photoshop, when you're gonna get in any form of art, Photoshop is a program you're going to be using anyway. And so like, yeah, Photoshop is expensive, but if you're going to be creative, you're gonna have it anyway, so you don't have to buy a new program instantly, and then later on you can move on to buying some programs. I'm not gonna recommend one at the moment because I'm currently like looking for a good program myself. When I did animation school, I was working in TV Paint, and I absolutely hate TV Paint, because I mean, it animated decently, just it's hell to get a proper drawing in that. The first time I ever animated anything, I believe that animation is still on my YouTube, the Miko and Munch one. That was made in Flash, and that was without having any prior experience in animating. But Flash was, at that time, it felt decent, but right now I'm like, wow, this is actually horrible, and about everything is stopped supporting Flash nowadays, so yeah, that's not gonna work. I really don't feel like these hips are moving properly from animation. We'll see, that's when we'll animate her. Hold up. Why are you like this? I feel like her body's gonna make some weird moves. Hold up. Yeah, there's some swinging going on here. That's way weird. But let's, for now, just make sure we got the upper body right, and then we can focus on the lower body when we get there. I'm still gonna draw the lower body just to get a sense of how her body should be. And then I can at least judge what's wrong with it. But her lower body is all kinds of off, but her upper body, to me, it looks like it's gonna be alright. Okay. The planning of this is I'm going to start a large animation project. Like I have 4 characters that I want to make an adventure show about. And like just every episode is like them screwing up something and dealing with that. Right now I don't. Nothing is final about it yet, except for like I have the 4 characters. Like we have her, Sephra, Beku. Don't know if any of this is visible. Skrix and Headrock, and like. I want to make a whole series about it. I'll probably make a separate YouTube channel so they don't get flooded with my Let's Play things. And this neck is way too long. So keep your eyes open for that. And I don't know when they will upload that because animation is going to take forever to make. That's the downfall of animating. This one run? Think so. Yeah, that hat is doing all kinds of weird stuff. That doesn't matter for the moment. I just want the main thing to work. You go there. 9, 7. I don't know any of these songs, by the way. This is just the first 10-hour royalty free I could find. And because I keep talking, I don't hear much of it anyway. But it's nice. It's better than working in complete silence. Oh, right, I forgot. Click this one off. No, you cannot be my superhero. Also, a thing I wanted to say is like, people often say like, I can't draw. That's BS. Everyone can draw. But for some people it comes easier than for other people. But literally, everything drawing is just putting a pen on paper and moving it around. And literally everyone can do that. the best way to start drawing is like how I kind of did it first. No, not first, but how I kind of train myself, and I would recommend if I teach other people to draw is like if you want to learn to draw a specific style, like anime or whatever. Whoa. Start by just print out an image of an anime character that you really like and a pose that you really like, and trace it. Just draw over it. Just do that multiple times to kind of like a feel for how the lines are flowing. So you can like figure out like, okay, so this is about the distance that an arm is from a body or whatever. Like you can, if you just kind of trace it a little bit, then you can figure that out. I wouldn't say post that stuff because copyrights and that sort of things, but start with that and then first trace it, then try to alter it a little bit, and from there on go wild. Like just get a feel for it. And this is wrong. Her body has to bend the other way. Yeah, that's my first tip with drawing. Start by just tracing stuff. Like I think the biggest problem with that is just a lack of creativity for people who say they can draw. But then again, just like I said, find something that you're really interested in and start by drawing that. And from there on, be like, wow, I like this. For instance, one thing that I first did, like I do a lot of pixel art. I mean, I did a lot of pixel art. I haven't done it in ages. But how I started that was just being like, for example, here's a Charizard, here's a Blastoise. Let's give Blastoise cannons to Charizard and try to make that look well. That's the first thing. When you want to like, creativity is like, not necessarily making something new, it's combining the things that your mind knows into something new. Like, but like a lot of things, you have like, clearly, what's a good example? Contra. Like, yeah, these are, I don't know if anyone ever played the classic game Contra, but the creatures there are original, but you can truly, really see that they are inspired by the Alien movies. Stuff like that. Like, they made it their own thing, but they started with something that's existing, and that's okay. But you don't want to make it, but you do want to make it your own thing. Like the worst thing is like I've made Sonic fan characters. But when I do it, I'm like, okay, like we have, this is what Sonic's base looks like, this is what a hedgehog would be, let's try a mole. Take some elements, like I gave it the knuckles, the same gloss knuckles has, but I altered them a little bit, gave them more color, claws bigger, etc. The head looks nothing like Sonic's anymore. Make it your own thing, instead of being like, I've made Sonic red. That's not creativity. That's just copying. Which is a great way to start, like I said, but that's not something you should post until you can make it your own thing. Like for instance, this character, like she is my original character. There's clearly she's my own. However, there are elements of Dark Magician Girl in this, there are elements of Little Witch No Beta in this, and other stuff, because first, before you draw your own character, let's find similar characters. When we want to design a character, just get a folder with a gazillion characters that are similar to your idea, and start combining that. then you can actually see like what works with for other people, why does it work, and how can you alter that to make it work for you. Close. And we should almost be done with this part of the run cycle. Let's save it for a moment. Already the head and the hair, I keep it so stupidly static at the moment, but like the head has to go like a little bit of wavy probably, because her face doesn't just keep like this while running, but it should also be a little bit wobbling, shaking. But again, this is just see whether or not my red guy works. Originally for this, I shouldn't be adding those details that I am adding. Usually when I draw it, like when I get to this step, it's just like, okay, now just, for example, you'll have this quick draw. Well, normally all I would do is, okay, now we'll give it a body around it. And that's it. I don't usually go like, let's give it a head and whatever. That's in a far later step usually, but I don't know, I just felt like doing it this time, and since I've done it for one frame, I now have to do it for the other frames, otherwise it will get really confusing. And this cross is kind of like to judge where the eyes will be. A lot of artists, when you look online, use that. And like you see a tutorial on how to draw manga, you'll see that cross face because, well, it's your base, it's your reference point. Yeah, like with animating as well, just like it's like similar to programming. You don't have to. There are simple tricks and tips that you should just look up online. You know, like you shouldn't have to go into it fully on your own. This arm feels so wrong. I know that it was right in the animation, but right now it feels so wrong, probably because I didn't give her a shoulder. Stitches here, shirt, and the back should now be overlapping everything else. I think. Even the back itself isn't complete because there's gotta be like a scroll inside of it. Okay, so let's see what we've made so far. I don't think it's gonna be perfect. I believe it. Hold up. Like, yeah, her lower body needs a lot of work, but the upper body, like the as a base, it's fine. Hold up. Now we do everything. Whoops. Everything become black, please. This looks like a believable, at least upper body. This looks like an okay walk cycle. yeah. So, for now, this is just a little short of me finishing this draw cycle. If you liked it, I might, when I figure out how to stream, do more of this. And, well, it might even take a year or something until this is fully done. But look ahead. There's an animation coming your way. See you next time.